of our God Almighty work in mysterious ways. The war that we fought with Arab would have not been accomplished because back then we were fighting, we were not just fighting Sudan, we were fighting all Arab countries. All Arab countries combined together, we were fighting them. We were fighting all Arab countries from the Middle East, all across Arab countries, against Dinka and Nuer, the largest tribes. And I respect the other tribes too. They are recognized, they're beautiful human beings, but we would have not been able to fight Arabs and be successful. Okay, the mindset of Dr. Garang to fight Arab and capture all Sudan would have been impossible. And the young men fought so hard from the Nuer to the greater Barkadal. They fight hard and to make sure that we have a country. So we all contribute to justice and what has given us a new country today. And that's the reason why Dr. Riek Machar was left behind for a reason. It's nothing wrong that he does. So everything happened for a reason, guys. There's a season for everything. Okay, when something bad happened to you, you have to learn from it, and you do not have to do it next time, because you think that you are not being watched. The universe is watching. The Lord is trustworthy and faithful. He's watching you. When you keep repeating the same thing all the time and over, and you think you're not being watched, one day you will be stopped, and you will be surprised why it happens. So you have to take it positively, and you learn from it so that it will never happen again. Okay? So what is happening in South Sudan, there is time for everything, and that is true. As the Bible said it in the book of Ecclesiastes, there is time for everything. There is time for everything. And then our people are holding grudges what had happened. They keep talking about 1991 all the time. That's not the way forward. You cannot grow. You cannot go anywhere. If you keep talking about 1991, the door that has been closed, it doesn't help. And these people who are talking about 1991, to be honest with you, they are our brothers and sisters from Jonglei. Their mindset is full of tribalism. They don't want to forgive. They don't want to let go. Okay, let the Lord fight for you. You don't have to fight for yourself. If you think that anything happened, whatever, if you think that the Nuer had mistreated you in 1991, the Nuer themselves also suffered in 1991. Do you think that their life is the same? You know, look at 1986. What happened to Guy Jag Nuer? All these bad things happened to Nuer also. Okay, there was agreement to be made. Okay. So whoever make us safe today to have a country is Dr. Riek Machar. Okay, so he studied in English. He went to England and he studied there and engineering, and then he's supposed to be an engineer, but the Lord used him to save the life of South Sudanese. Dr. John Garang was not better than anyone. And the president of today, President Kir Mayadit, was not better than anyone. At the time when we were at Bush, if we tell the truth, Dr. John Garang would have not been the one leading the country if we are talking about minority. And talking about minority is not a good thing. Actually, during those days when we fought Arab, okay, the leader would have been Kir Mayadit at that time, not Dr. John Garang or Dr. Riek Machar. But because we are humble, and then President Kir Mayadit was humble through those years, although he's from a guy who came from this large majority, he was humble, and he followed Dr. John Garang no matter what, because that's what we call being humble. A credit has to be given where it belongs. I am not talking about today's life. I am talking about what had happened back then. Those are the credibility of Kir Mayadit back then. Okay, so he had a positive reinforcement. He was a good guy back then. He fought and everything was right. Until 2005, his legacy had been destroyed, and there is nothing he can do about it. He became the president of the nation. And then South Sudanese, we don't love each other. We don't love each other. And that's a problem. The country is falling. And the reason why the civilians are suffering is that that government we have is not a legitimate government, and that caused the suffering of Nuer, because there's a half Nuer that is supporting the government, and there are half Nuer that are supporting SPLMIO. The Nuer who are supporting the government, they are not saying anything, so everything, the system has been set against Nuer, the largest tribe. They are using the Nuerian government against the SPLMIO who are Nuer themselves, who are in SPLMIO. That become a problem. And that's the reason why the unity of Nuer is very important. So all these problems and hostilities will stop. If Nuer continue to support the government, then the government will take them as a friendly Nuer, which is not a professional term. They call them a friendly Nuer. They think that they are better than the Nuer who are in the bush. From the first hand, do you ever see an IO fighting like an IO is not for war? Okay, it's not for war. It's for justice. Something has to change. The system has to change itself. Okay, so that benefits the Nuer that are supporting the government. They are benefiting Nuer. They are benefiting Dinkas. They are benefiting Dinkas. If you look at what is happening in South Sudan, Dinkas are smart. They did something that Nuer need to understand what is happening. The Nuer need to, you guys, you Nuer people need to open your eyes and see what is happening. The reality is that the Dinkas do not sugarcoat anything. They are supporting government that is led by President Kiir. All of them, all Dinkas are supporting government. And you Nuer are dying, you Nuer are now dying by the name of the government. It's the same government that is destroying the lives of Nuer. So Dinkas are the government. There's no separate between Dinka and government. If you see them talking that, oh, we the Dinkas are not the one fighting the Nuer, the government is the one fighting the Nuer. That is a lie. It's a set-up system. Okay? It is good to eat. South Sudan belongs to all of us. We are each other. We are brothers and sisters. Okay? In the reality, in the light of the Holy Spirit, we are not enemies, to be honest with you. We are humankind. We are one big spirit. There's no need of fighting over SPLMIG and SPLMIO. If we have a great leader, if we have a good leader that look at the bigger picture, the war that happened in 2013 would have not happened. If I was a president of that country, because I know what I went through, okay? If, for a reason, if I was a president of, if I was Salva Kiir in 2013, what had happened would have not happened. Okay, it would have not happened. It would have happened after I resigned, because sometimes you need to save the lives of people. You don't have to be a president and you are obeying everything people are saying you. People are telling you. When you are being misled, why you be a reason to be behind that and you agree with it? When you are a president of the nation, why do you allow yourself to be led in the name of Giancancer elders? That doesn't benefit anybody. South Sudan doesn't stand for Giancancer elders. South Sudan stands for South Sudanese Council of Elders. That is professional. South Sudanese Council of Elders. That include the Nuer, the Dinka, the Zandi, the Equatorian, the Shilluk, the Nuak, everybody. It's a unified reinforcement. It is a unified dignity. South Sudanese, South Sudanese, okay, Council of Elders, not Giancancer elders. Every tribe has a right. Giancancer elders is under the grassroots. They are right. The Dinka community, they are right. They can organize themselves. Okay, there is nothing wrong about that. They can call themselves Giancancer elders for their benefit and for their political ideologies. There's nothing wrong with that. And where Council of Elders also can be there for their own interests, nothing wrong with it. But Giancancer elders cannot be used for the whole country. If you look at the connotation of J1, what does it mean? J1, it means Jiang is 1. So why would it be J1? Where is Nuer 1? Okay? So it would have been SS1, which is South Sudan 1, but not Jiang Kantrabe elders. And that's a problem, that's the reason why Nuer are suffering. Because the Nuer that are supporting the government, if you look at the realities, it's good to support peace. There's nothing wrong with that. But Dinkas are very smart. They're very smart. They know how to they know how to manipulate the system. Okay? They do not care whether the Nuer are supporting the government or not. Their mindset is to make sure that they are the majority in South Sudan. They are the one controlling every land. They are the one controlling everything. They want to control Jonglei. They want to control Upper Nile. They want to control. That's why you see they're always running their mouths here and there, to be truthful to you. And I don't like that. Okay. There's a guy from Ngoglualiak always comes to the video live here in the United States. I don't like to watch his live show because if you look at the physical experience and his body language, the guy does not bring any positive energy. I don't like his live show. And there's a guy and there's a lady from Ngoglualiak too. That come to the social media too. This lady always tribalist. I don't like those kind of live shows. They are negative energy. We don't need those live shows. President Kiir himself, he need to know that there is time for everything. He's a human being like us. President Kiir is a human being like us. And the Lord is powerful. He's watching everything happening in South Sudan. He can do anything. He can do anything that can bring President Kiir down when their time comes. There is nothing impossible with the Lord. Okay? So you cannot be a president. People are suffering. How can you be a president and you are betraying your own people? Dinkas are silent. They don't want to say anything about what is happening in South Sudan. They are silent. Completely they are silent because they know each other. They talk about it. They have a meeting about it. They are aware what is going on in South Sudan and their intention. The intention of Dinka is to be united. And when they are united, nothing can break the unity of Dinka. That's very important. It's good for them. That's why they are silent. And anything happening, it will be used against Nuer, because the reason why Dinkas are successful in whatever they are doing, because if they see the Nuerian government that is supporting them, then they know that they are in the right track. Actually, they are not in the right track. They are using that as slogan to destroy the life of Nuer, using the Nuerian government. And the Nuer of government are afraid. They don't want to tell the truth. The Nuer of government, they are afraid. They don't want to tell the truth. Why are you afraid? Why are you not saying the truth to save the lives of your families? Nastalandan guy, the Dinkas are the one ruling the country right now. They're very smart because they're using resources. Like there was a guy from Dinka, that guy, I don't hate him, but I want to talk to him. I have to find him in the social media and I have to call him so I can talk to him. He needs to explain to me. The guy was from Dinka Bor in Jonglei. I need to talk to him. I will find him when I have enough time. If he doesn't pick up my telephone, then I will send him a message to call me back. He cannot say something that's useless. He's a grown-up adult, a married person, a responsible person. And then he said that we are going to use the money resources to fuck your mothers, you Nuer. We are going to use oil resources to fuck your mothers. Actually, I screenshot the article that he wrote. I have it here. I put it aside for evidence. So in South Sudan, we are worshiping darkness. Then we don't have the fear of the Lord in us. So we are, the darkness, where there is darkness, there's no light. Then therefore, good thing cannot happen in that country. The reason why our nation is falling apart, because if you understand the consequence of what is happening, the agreement that was made, Jiankantrab elders, was made intentionally. It was reality. It was made, Jiankantrab elders, it was made for, and that's what brought the unity of Dinka together. Nothing can affect Dinkas because they are unified. Anything happening, they think that Nuer are at fault. They think that Nuer are useless. They think that Nuer don't know anything. Nuer are the one who love to fight. They love to attack anyone, which is not true. When did the lone Nuer attack anybody in Bo right now and then Twitch, Panyagur and all those areas? Do you see any Nuer attacking anyone for no reason? Okay. You're using Dr. Yegai as a tool. So it is really bothering us. It doesn't make any sense. And the Nuerian government don't see that. That the Nuerian government, nobody likes them. So they are just in government. They are puppets. They don't have any power. The Dinka can give them millions of dollars. Doesn't make anything. As long as Dinkas are benefiting from it. Dinkas control all the resources and they have power. They are the government themselves. They can do anything to destroy the life of their friends and neighbors. That is exactly what is happening in South Sudan. They do not have love for people. Those leaders in Juba, they do not have love for humanity. Where there is Kwalmanyang and Makwelwe, there's no peace. Peace cannot happen. Those guys are terrifying. They are something else. And that's the reason why the Nuer are breaking it down, to tell you the truth and tell you the truth. That's why the Nuer are breaking apart. Because of these individuals, they praise Kiir. They talk to President Kiir 24/7, telling him about 1991 and telling him what are we going to do to destabilize and destroy the life of Nuer. We are going to do it this way. We are going to do it that way. They have local meetings. And those local meetings, the Nuerian government are not invited. They are not invited in that local meeting. The Nuerian government, they never have a local door meeting because they are innocent. But the Dinka themselves, they have a local door meeting from Upper Nile, from Jamulay, from Unity State, Ruweng, from Northern Barkadal, from Warab, from Lake State. They have a local meeting and they are united. And their mindset is not safe. Nothing is going to help the Nuer because the Nuer are not standing together. That's the reason why you guys are suffering. Some Nuer are supporting SPLMIG and some Nuer are supporting SPLMIO. Why don't you come together as a Nuer and forgive each other and come together to be united like what Dinka did? I keep repeating myself all the time, and I tell you the Nuer, why are you not coming together? Why are you not talking to Unity State, to the Bull Nuer, to Puljang, so that you can be united on one side? So because that is for your safety. Because if you Nuer are supporting one side, you will not be targeted by the system. But if you Nuer continue to support that same government that is destroying your families, then you will be targeted. Then it will be classified as if there is a government. Because the Nuer are there, they are supporting the same regime. It will be classified as a government. As long as there are Nuer in that government, they are supporting that government, including Shuluk. Then they will use it against the Nuer of SPLMIO. The Nuer in government, they are not saying anything. They are just sitting down there because the Dinka give them money. Okay? They give them money. So you cannot be a living thing. You cannot be a human being who want to eat. You want to eat and survive, and you don't know the sequence of authority. You don't know what is happening to your people. Because the suffering of Nuer in Upper Nile, Jamulay, and Unity State is not easy. And the only way that Nuer are going to be stable is that they need to be united. You need to throw away one thing. Dinkas are clear; they're supporting the government under leadership of that guy Kir Mayadit. All of them. That's why they are safe. They are not being cluster bombed from the sky. Their children are going to school. Doesn't mean they don't suffer. They suffer, but they are united. So the system is not targeting Dinkas; it's targeting Nuer. So Dinkas cannot be targeted because their main point is that they are supporting the government. How can they be targeted? So Nuer can be targeted because they are standing on two sides. Some of the Nuer are supporting the government. Some of Nuer are supporting SPLMIO. How can civilians be safe? You need to throw away one thing. My people of Nuer, you need to throw away one thing. We are all one human beings. We don't need to hate each other. We need to find a way to unite. And unity will come when the Nuer are united, as Dinkas are united. Okay, because unity starts at home. If Dinkas are united, then why you Nuer are not united? You cannot keep two things as a Nuer community. You cannot keep SPLMIG and SPLMIO in your pocket. And you think that you are going to be successful. It's not a good thing. It's not safe for your civilians. You need to throw away one thing. You Nuer, you need to be honest to yourself. Either you support SPLMIO 100%. You need to get away from Kir government. You the Nuer, you need to be honest to yourself for the safety of, for your legacy and for the safety of your loved one, so that you cannot be targeted by system. You need to stop supporting SPLMIG and support SPLMIO as a Nuer, and let Dinkas remain with SPLMIG, to tell you the truth. So they are going to miss something. When Nuer are united and Dinkas are united, then the reality will be exposed. Actually, what are we fighting for? The truth is going to show up. When Nuer are united and Dinkas see that they are no longer seeing the Nuer are no longer supporting that government, then the reality is that Dr. Riek Machar will not be targeted, including 7 accused. Because the unity of Nuer will destroy all negative energy. If Nuer are united, you will not be targeted by Shuluk. You will not be targeted by Ngok. You cannot. Their mindset is to take the land from Lao Nuer. It's not a good mindset. That is a rule that they set down, these Dinkas. They want to control the Upper Nile. So actually, they don't want any Nuer in Upper Nile. And how are they going to do that? They're going to use the Nuerian government, pour a lot of millions of dollars to them so that they can benefit, they can be successful. They use it against the Nuer because the Nuer are blind. They don't know what they are doing. And that is their intention. It is not that there is no peace in South Sudan. It is not that there is no peace in South Sudan. It is an intentional will to destroy the life of Nuer. So they don't need Nuer in Upper Nile. They don't need Nuer in Upper Nile. They need them, the Dinkas, they want to occupy the Upper Nile. So they want to kick the Nuer out so they can go to Ethiopia, and they go and Upper Nile and Jonglei State, and they go to Bentiu and destroy them. And then there are people who are in refugee camp. They will come and take the land of Nuer so that peace will come to the country, as long as they are the one majority. As long as they are the one majority, then the chances are that there's no more hostilities, because they misunderstood Nuer as an enemy of peace. And that is not going to be successful. Their plan has been seen by Nuer. It's not going to be successful. And there is a time for everything. Sometimes somebody you seen as an enemy could be your friend tomorrow. Regardless of what bad things are happening regardless of what how we perceive and how we look at the Nuerian government, something good can come out of it also. Something good can come out of it, the Nuer government. Something good can come out of it too. Okay? Yeah, something good can come out of it, because if the Nuerian government realize tomorrow that they're being used and the system is used against them, then they will not support that government. And that happened before, when Bapi Muntwil was not happy in the government. Bapi Muntwil was not happy. He was so discouraged, and he was not happy. Okay? So, because Dinkas are smart, they know where to, if you Nuer don't open your eyes, it will be used against you. It's not that they like it, but they benefit from it. because you are supporting the government. Why don't you choose one side? Why are you not being honest to yourself? You Nuer either support government, all of you, for the safety of your civilians in the villages. So either you take one side, you Nuer, all of you have to support SPLMIG for your safety, or you support SPLMIO. You need to support one. You cannot stand on two sides. I am telling you the truth. You Nuer cannot stand on two sides and you think you're going to be successful. Do you see any Dinka supporting SPLMIO? Their policy is clear. They think that they're better than Nuer. They think that everything they do is right. They think that they're innocent. And if you have to verify the reality. No, we are equal, 50-50. There's no tribe better than the other tribe. Actually, what they're doing is something that will hit them back tomorrow. The reason why Nuer are suffering is another one. What goes around comes around is the one that will make them suffer too. Like what had happened in Ruweng. What had happened in Ruweng. Nobody was aware of it, that thing will happen. If you are a real human being, regardless of whether you are a Nuer or a Dinka, if you are a real human being who is kind to others, you cannot support happening in Ruweng. But you have to be fair also. At the same time, you have to look at the bigger picture. Why does it happen in Ruweng? There are root causes. I will not be able to blame the Nuer for what had happened in Ruweng 100% because it's not fair. Because if you look at what had happened in Akobo West, the women were raped, they were killed, and it happened in Ayod. Nobody is condemning that. Okay? And these guys, they were captured in Unity State, and they were given to a Ruweng administration. They killed all of them. They are Nuer. Sometimes it's good for all of us to be safe. We are not enemies to one another. We are not supporting any hostilities. SPLMIO is not an enemy of anybody. If we realize the truth, you have to respect the right of other human beings. If somebody is disagreeing with government, so what is wrong with it? It happens in any society. What is wrong with it? President Kiir has authority. He would have stopped all this nonsense and make sure that he agrees with SPLMIO so that nobody will be targeted by tribalism. He doesn't want to do that. They convinced the Nuerian government because Dinkas know how to. They know how to find you out. They know how to manipulate you. So whatever they say will make sense because words are living things. Words are living things. Words are very kind and they are alive. So when you're talking to somebody and you convince them, it's better than weapon. So therefore, Dinkas, they know how to manipulate the system. They know how to talk. They know how to approach the Nuerian government, 100%. They know how to approach them against SPLMIO because they are there 24/7. Then the Nuerian government has to agree with it. What you are saying is right. Even if there is something wrong in it, you don't understand. The reason why things happen in Ruweng, that's exactly what had happened in Jonglei, in Akobo area. Both Agulek and Nuer from Ruweng, and both Agulek and Nuer Weu, the Nuer in government. They do not see that the safety of their people in SPLMIO side. SPLMIO is not their enemies. Actually, they are not seeing that. They are not realizing it. Then they are fighting against SPLMIO. They are the Nuer. They are your brothers and your sisters. Why are you taking up AK-47 and agree with what government say and you fighting them? That's what Johnson Oloin did. And this guy called Paul Nang. They give the Nuer, allow Nuer to live within 7 days. Where do you want them to go? And whom are you fighting for? What are you fighting for? Where do you want them to go? You're fighting your own self. Both Dinkas and Nuer are not enemies. Both SPLMIG and SPLMIO, to be honest with you, they are not enemies. It can be resolved amicably. There's no need of causing hostilities. We need to be able to observe. We need to be able to be observing things. We cannot be able to worship tribalism and you think good things are going to happen. Yes, I condemn what happened in Ruweng and I condemn what happened in Ayod. And first of all, it has to be Jonglei, the Nuer, their houses were burned, their people were killed, and then almost nearly a week ago in Gawar in Ayod, people were killed. So is there any justice? I do not see any government condemning what had happened to Nuer. They are not there. Why? It's a situation that has been set up against the loss of others. Why are we losing life? Then if you want to be honest, I haven't seen government condemning what had happened to Lao Nuer. It happened. We're all aware of it. It happened in Gawar. Now, when something bad happened in Ruweng, then the government says that it has to be investigated. You are taking one side. Whom did you think you are? Are you holy? Are you much more better than Nuer who lost their lives? There is an occurrence of hostilities that's going on within South Sudanese. We don't love themselves. Dinkas are united under the government. So you Nuer, where are you? You are standing on two legs. And that's the reason why you are suffering. And the system is targeting you because you are supporting SPLMIG. At the same time, you are supporting SPLMIO. So what had happened in Jonglei, in Nuer land, can happen in Unity State. I never seen any government fighting against its citizen. Never seen that in my life. It's a reality. We are like as if we live in one house. We are not enemies. We are all South Sudanese under God Almighty. We are all South Sudanese. We need each other. We need each other. We need to tell the truth. There's no need of putting Dr. Riek Machar under house arrest. There's a consequence of negative energy. At the same time, if you look at it, the Nuerian government has been bribed. They betrayed Dr. Riek Machar. Dinkas doesn't force any Nuer. If they disagree with what is going on in what is happening in government, Dinka doesn't force the Nuerian government not to stand up for themselves. Why are they not coming out, those Nuerian government? Why are they not calling the meeting so that they can approach President Kiir what had happened? It doesn't matter whether President Kiir is going to arrest them, let them be arrested, as long as they are telling the truth. Why are they not coming out and condemn what is happening in Nuer land? And the reason why the Nuer are suffering and you guys are in refugee camp because you are supporting government and you are supporting SPLMIO. Why? You need to stand on one side. Like Dinkas are supporting the government. It is clear. For their success, they are supporting the government. The Dinkas are supporting the government. So they are not supporting SPLMIO. They are not supporting SPLMIO because the Nuer are with them. Then the Nuerian government give President Kiir more power. They don't understand that what is affecting their people will affect them tomorrow. The Nuerian government don't have roots. They don't have future. President Kiir can arrest all of them in Juba anytime he wants. He can send national security and lock them up in Juba. Now, so what do you benefit from? And you think that you are supporting the same government, then we don't love each other. That's a problem. South Sudan is everywhere. We don't love each other. It's about tribalism here and there. That's a problem. We have to be fair in understanding and try to do what is right. The Nuer has been affected by hostilities and violence. It's not Nuer's fault. They're trying to protect themselves. You know, they cannot just sit down there. The good news is that the Nuer are not attacking anyone for no reason. If something happened in Ruweng, then something has been bothering Nuer. It's a true story. The United Nations are aware of that. Okay. They are human beings too. They are not holy. They are human beings. The Nuer are human beings. Then they get discouraged. Then they come to Ruweng and do all these impossible things. Somebody has to go ahead and condemn what had happened in Ruweng, which is fine. Why don't you condemn what had happened in Jonglei, in Lao Nuer and Gawar? You South Sudanese are the one killing yourself. It is not an absence of peace. What's wrong with Dr. Riek Machar to be a president of the nation? First of all, Dr. Riek Machar is not desperate about being a president. He wants to be organized. He wants to make sure that security arrangement has been justified. He's not worried about being president. Dr. Riek Machar is well informed. He wants to make sure that security arrangement has to be put together. That's a good thing. When there is security arrangement in South Sudan, then that's exactly what Dr. Riek Machar needs. The security arrangement will open the door for election. What kind of election are you talking when there's no peace in the country? Who is going to vote for you while people are suffering in their villages in the hands of this regime? Dr. Riek Machar talk about unifying force. He talked about training the SPLMIO many years ago so that they will be trained together, okay, as a unified forces. And then the President Kiir does not honor that. It's not President Kiir's fault. Those bunch of individuals that are next to Kiir, those guys that are surrounding Kiir, they are the problem of South Sudan, and they will be responsible for it. Those leaders who are surrounding Kiir, they are supporting President Kiir because they need to get paid. They need somebody to be in power so that when the oil, when the petroleum has been sold out and you get millions of dollars from it, and then those millions of dollars, you just put it in your pocket. A country that fails its citizen, like what happened a couple of days ago, this guy called Bak from Dinka, stole $400 million. And he want to run away. He want to run to Uganda or Kenya. Like $400 million that can feed the lives of Dinkas and Nuer and other tribes. In the eyes of the Lord, you are stealing, taking wealth of the country and use it for your own benefit. Regardless of your nature and how you live life, you are wearing the ring on the left hand that show all of us that you are a married person. At the same time, you are not well informed. A married person that is stealing $400 million and you are running to Uganda and Kenya to do what with those money? So you want to make your wife happy because you are stealing $400 million. You don't care about the life of the country. You're holding grudges against Dr. Riek Machar. He is that, he is this, he's not a good man, he 1991, blah, 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 all this. Why? Our Father who created us, the Lord Almighty, doesn't act like that. Okay? He acts fairly to all of us. He doesn't lead us like that. Although we rely on Him, everything you do, put God first. But South Sudanese are not putting God first. The leaders in Juba, they are not putting God first. Jack Daniel is a problem, and Jack Daniel doesn't speak English, no Nuer or Dinka. Jack Daniel is silent for millions of years. Okay, that's what they worship in Juba. Once they make decision based on Jack Daniel, because it makes them excited. They don't know if civilians are suffering. They're drinking Jack Daniel 24/7. That is their doctor, a psychiatrist in South Sudan that is keeping those leaders in power is Jack Daniel. That is their doctor. They don't have physical doctor. They are hopeless because they are drinking Jack Daniel. So how long are you going to drink Jack Daniel? In a couple of hours later, it's gone. You become a real human being. Then things are falling apart. The Dinkas are smart. So I am not blaming SPLMIO. I will not blame SPLMIO. I will blame the Nueri government because the Dinkas are quiet, they are silent, they know what they are doing. Most of all, Dinkas are united. There is nothing better than being united. One of the most beautiful things is the unity of people. When people are united, nothing can bring them down. If Dinkas are united, nothing can bring them down. If Dinkas are united under the care of the government, supporting Kir Mayadit, in the eyes of Nueri government, they do not sugarcoat anything. Dinkas do not sugarcoat anything. Just in the daylight, they tell you, the Nuer, that we are supporting the government. We are not aware of SPLMIO. They tell you, they are not sugarcoating it. And then you, the Nueri government, you are the one destroying the Nuer. You are the one destroying the lives of Nuer. And Dinka will use you. They will use you for their own interests. How much do you need? $20 million, they will give it to you, as long as to silence you. The deaths of human beings cannot be celebrated. The suffering of our families cannot be celebrated. What had happened in Jonglei State, in Lao Nuer and Gawar cannot be celebrated. If the government is not fair, is condemning what is happening in Rungweng, but I never seen any government condemning what had happened to Lao Nuer. You are disturbing the peace of mind. You are disturbing Nuer wherever they live. You are disturbing them, sending SSPDF over there. You are using Nuer Weu, Agulek, and Bushok. You are sending all these armies to the Nuer land to disturb them for no reason. Even if, and I will recommend that they are going to Juba through Bor, you need to look at things sometime. Are they telling the truth? Actually, are they going to come to Bor? You cannot just be able to cause all these hostilities. The suffering of our people is not right. So we South Sudanese, the leaders in Juba are responsible. Peace can come to that country if we understand each other and both the government and SPLMIO are working together. There's no need of targeting individuals. There is no need of putting Dr. Riek Machar under house arrest. A Kir can work with him, and forgiveness is the key forward. Should anything happen to President Kir while Dr. Riek Machar is the first vice president, he can be able to take over. There's nothing wrong with that. But because of that seat, it's a problem. Puljang, who is from Nuer, is protecting oil. He's protecting oil field over there. The president gave him millions of dollars to be silent, be quiet, do not say anything. You are not open-minded. So if you look at what is happening in South Sudan, it could not be blamed on Dinka, all of it. I don't like it. Because it is the Nuerian government, actually, they have to be blamed because they don't know. Nuer are not united. If Nuer are united, then you guys, you will not be able to be affected by hostilities. Dinkas are united. Nuer are supporting the government. Some of you are supporting SPLMIO. How can you move forward in such kind of a situation? It is sad news. I do not see any problem. Why South Sudanese? Why we hate each other so much? Why we hate each other so much? We are worshipping tribalism that much. Tribalism and haterism. Mostly, tribalism is on the Dinka side, to be honest with you. Tribalism, my uncle Dinka, they love tribalism. They take shower. They love it so much. But in terms of haterism, it comes to both sides of Nuer and Dinka together. It's balanced 50-50. They don't like each other. If you look at Nuer, they don't like to be fragmented. So Nuer cannot be enslaved. They don't like that. So they are the ones suffering in Upper Nile. They are the ones suffering in Jonglei. They are the ones suffering in Unity State. The same Unity State, most of the majority of Nuer are supporting the government. Why are they being cluster bombed from the sky then? A government that is highly anointed need to respect, have to fear of the Lord. You have to have the fear of the Lord as a president. You need to have the fear of the Lord. That's good for your spirit. What does it mean? You don't understand. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. That is true. The fear of the Lord. Either there is darkness and there's light. You need to be quiet and do what is right. In the midst of temptation, you don't have the fear of the Lord. South Sudanese, you are accusing the Almighty for everything. Darkness becomes the problem. When you see the darkness on the other side, as if the whole world is destroyed, you don't want to believe, to do what's right. You cannot have peace on one side, and one side is suffering. It's going to escalate. So what happened in Ruweng? I do not support it. It's not a good thing, really, to be honest with you. That is exactly what had happened with Law Nuer. The children, the woman had been killed in Gawar, a youth. Nobody liked that either. That has to be condemned also. And this guy is going to Law Nuer. You are bothering Nuer in Upper Nile. You are bothering Nuer in Jonglei. What does it have to do with SPLMIO, who are living with their families? They are not attacking any government. They are living together there. The Nuer who are supporting the government. And the SPLMIO, they have rights. They have every right and choice to support SPLMIO as a human being. It's really, it's not a good thing what is happening in South Sudan. And if the government think that they will fight back to Mayom, if they want to fight back Mayom, whether they want to cluster bomb them, it is going to get worse than that. Guys, what is happening, the suffering of Nuer is going to cause all of us to suffer. All of us. When one part is suffering, the whole system is suffering. So do not be sitting down and think that you are not going to go through the same consequences the Nuer are going to go through. Both Dinkas and Nuer are going to be refugees. It's a matter of time. That will make things worse. If you go back to Mayom and trying to fight back, that is going to make things worse. It's a good thing you live peacefully with your neighbors. Is it bad right now when the Warab are living peacefully and there's no, they are not fighting? There's no war over there. Is that not a good thing? If you go to Northern Barkadal, Madinga will, they're living peacefully. Is that not a good thing? If you go to Warab, to Lake State, they're living humbly, no problem. Sometimes there's communal, so the tribe fighting against other tribes sometimes, not all the time. It's a normal life. But you Nuer, you are the one majority in Upper Nile, Jonglei, and Unity State. All these areas have been affected by hostilities and violence. Mostly the Nuer are suffering in all these areas. You have been displaced so severely. Because the Nuer in government, so they don't understand. You need to be honest in everything you do. So if you are in government, then you don't need to fear anything. If something happened to your families, then you need to approach. You need to decentralize. You need to make sure that you, the Nuer in government, you don't have to fear President Kiir. You have to sit down with him as a Nuer community in the spirit of reality. You Nuer in government, you need to sit down with President Kiir Mayardit and ask him open-ended questions. Why are you bombing our people? If President Kiir talk about SPLMIO, what is wrong with SPLMIO? There's nothing wrong with it. They are normal human beings like us. You are quiet, very quiet. You are not saying anything. Your people are suffering. That is going to affect you, the Nuer government. It is going to affect you more than the Nuer of SPLMIO. You will not have a place to go. Do you see Kasongo? The video live that I share on my live show, the Kasongo? Do you see? That's based on reality. That's exactly what is happening in South Sudan. That's exactly what is happening in South Sudan. And the Nuer in government don't see that. If you look at that video, based on realities, it's true. The Nuer whale are considered Kosongo. The Nuer whale, this big belly guy, has a big belly. In the middle, dancing. And the Dinka farther to the right side. And the Shuluk are on the left side. The Dinkas are beating the drums. And the Kasongo in the middle, with the Nuer whale, they're dancing. He's the one that's ruling everything with big belly and crown in his head. And then a few minutes later, what happened? The Kasongo, the Nuer whale that was in the middle, was tied up by both Dinkas and Shuluk. It remained silent. That is the view of politics. Because the Dinka know that you Nuer in government are, you don't know yourself. Dinkas know, they are aware of you. They don't support you. And no one among you, the Nuer in government, can be a president in South Sudan. The Dinka will not allow that to happen because Dinkas are very kind on the other side. They don't want to do anything harm you. They just use political ideologies to destroy your own people by the grassroots. As long as you agree with it, you are Nuer speaking in Nuer, supporting the government, and you are warning your own civilian with AK-47. The Nuer government do not have power. They are just being used. Okay. If you are a real human being, you need to support one side 100%. It doesn't mean that you have to join the government. Every now and then, you're joining the government so that you can get paid. So you're hungry. You don't have food to eat. You don't have to do that. You don't have to disobey your people. You don't have to turn your back against your people because of money. You need to stand on your ground. If you are SPLMIO, stand there. There's no need of going back. There's a positive legacy on you. I see other Nuer going back to the government from the SPLMIO. I don't understand. Whom did you think you are? How can Dinka trust you if you are a Nuer who used to be SPLMIO? You join the government again. Do you think they will be able to? Do you think you will be trusted? Like Shuaranley. Shuaranley was a Nuer guy who was supporting the Nuer. Now he's with government. How are things going for him? Peace cannot be forced to the society. It comes humbly. It comes naturally. All international communities are aware, well, peace will not come from outside the country. The United States want us to have to live together. They love us to be united and work together. Okay? But the reason why our country breaking apart, because we don't love each other, we are the one destroying our own country. It's a sad life. We hate each other so much in South Sudan. We hate each other so much. I don't know what to say about that. We don't like each other so much and we are not truthful. Jacob and Yet, how are you doing? Yeah. So, it's not a good thing. If what had happened in Abianam has to be condemned, we need to go back to the historical and realities. What had happened in Jonglei State. Nuer were killed, the women. In Ayut, something sad happened. So both these communities are very important. The lives from Nuer and the lives from Dinka are very important. We cannot ignore one side over other. We cannot favor one side over other. If what had happened in Abianam has to be condemned, then what had happened in Wulang, Pangak, Burabiay, Nasir, has to be condemned, because you cannot be a government. Whom are you whom are you trying to fight? If you are a government, you are the government for the people, and you protect these people. They are your people. How can you betray your own people using armed forces from Uganda, and you are targeting them?